Are being raised about how to spot child abuse from the outside in the aftermath of this killing. 17's Jacob Clark spoke with experts on how you can help identify abuse or neglect of a child and joins us live in studio now. Jacob.
The killing of Genesis over the weekend sent such a big shockwave through our community that advocates are stirring new efforts to proactively identify and stop the abuse or neglect of children.
I think this is probably one of the worst cases, if not the worst, that Bakersfield has seen. I know for us at the Open Door Network, this is the worst case that we've heard about within recent years. There's been other significant cases, but I think this type of torture is really unprecedented, and I think this type of torture is just really unheard of, especially with parents inflicting the torture on their own child.
Lauren Skidmore, CEO of the Open Door Network, says the abuse of Genesis Mata goes farther than traditional abuse.
But I will say this is the worst case scenario. What happened to Genesis is the worst case scenario.
Organizations like the Open Door Network work with mandated reporters who are required by law to report abuse and child care workers to prevent harm or neglect of children. Likewise with the Kern County Network for Children, or KCNC. President Tom Corson says the signs of a child being abused can vary.
Child abuse is real, and we encourage people that if you suspect abuse or neglect, any form or fashion, and I say suspect, you don't have to have any evidence or anything, you make that phone call to the Child Protective Service hotline or 911. It's critical. We have to be actively involved in our kids' lives.
Corson says there's never a circumstance too small. Anyone must and should report neglect or abuse if they believe it's ongoing.
I mean, obviously, physical abuse is pretty obvious a lot of times. There's bruising, there's markings. A lot of it is behavior. If a kid all of a sudden becomes withdrawn, if a kid all of a sudden becomes depressed, or talking about self-harm, those kinds of things, you got to look for those cues.
Experts say infants are often the easy target in the form of baby shaking, which can have deadly consequences. This doll that KCNC showed 17 News depicts the 3 levels of severe baby shaking.
So we turn on the doll and the baby starts crying. So the first stage jumps straight to number 2. As you can tell, it was literally a matter of seconds. I didn't use too much force when shaking the baby, and it already affected the child's vision and behavioral.
Harm to a child can occur within seconds and with little effort. Corson says what victims like Genesis deserve most of all is justice.
I'm as appalled as anybody else, and I've been in this business for 38 years. And I really hope justice prevails in this case. And I can't say how sad we are to see these kids and families go through this.
Both organizations say to stay vigilant and to never hesitate to report what you think may be harm. Jacob Clark, 17 News.
Jacob, thank you. If you suspect a child is being abused or neglected, please don't wait. Speak up. Call the Kern County Child Abuse Hotline at 631-6011 or the national hotline at 1-800-540-4000, available 24/7. Support services for child abuse victims, including counseling and emergency services, are also available through our local Open Door Network. They can be reached at 322-9199 from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.